The grand hall of the Celestial Council shimmered above a drifting field of starlight that moved like a slow tide beneath the transparent floor panels. Representatives of 19 species sat in curved tiers, each resting in a seat sculpted to match the posture of their kind. The air carried a quiet hum from the translation drones that floated between the rows. It was meant to be a peaceful meeting day. It was not. At the lowest center stood the human delegation platform, a simple metal circle with a rail around it. On that platform stood Commander Hall, tall, calm, and intentionally still. He had been instructed to bring one thing to this meeting, a device the Council had only heard of in rumors. A device that humans rarely spoke about. A device they called the Hunter. The Hunter was a cylinder half the height of a person, smooth, matte, and silent. Its surface held no markings, no seams, no lights, nothing that revealed what it was made for. Yet every alien in the hall kept glancing at it, some with curiosity, some with fear. Commander Hale rested one hand on the rail and waited for the council speaker to call on him. Around the room, whispers fluctuated as the species tried to understand why humans had brought a dormant war machine into the center of the most secure chamber in the galaxy. The council speaker, a calm being of pale radiance known as Luron, raised a luminous arm. That glow alone silenced everyone. Luron's voice rang clear across the chamber. Commander Howell, the Council acknowledges your presence and the artifact you have transported. Humans request that this assembly review the Hunter Code. State your purpose. Hale nodded once. He spoke slowly, his tone controlled. The purpose is simple. There has been increasing talk among several factions that humanity's defense systems violate peace regulations. We were asked to demonstrate the Hunter for transparency. I am here to comply. A murmur rolled through the tiers like a wave. The Hunter Code was one of Earth's core defense laws. No species had ever seen a Hunter activate. Rumor said it was older than Earth's alliance with the Council. Some said it was the reason Earth had never been invaded twice. Luron folded its radiant limbs. Very well. The Council welcomes this demonstration, but asks for strict safety. Proceed when ready. Hale glanced once at the device. Understood. But before he could move, a sharp streak of motion cut through the air. A tiny drone no larger than a seed zipped across the hall. It moved too fast for the security systems to detect. It veered toward Hall with a needle of glowing energy protruding from its core. Several ambassadors cried out. One shouted that it was an assassination device. Another demanded shields. Translation drones buzzed in frantic spirals. A dozen guards leapt to respond, but the Hunter reacted first. It did so, without warning. No light. No sound. No command. The smooth surface of the cylinder rippled as if the metal had become water. Panels unfolded from no visible seams. A pulse of faint blue light erupted from its core. Every alien froze. Hale himself stepped back, stunned. The activation was not supposed to begin yet. The drone exploded before reaching him. Not shattered. Not burned. Erased. Particles drifted like a faint mist and vanished. The Hunter had reacted faster than sight. A hiss of unease filled the chamber. Several delegates rose from their seats in alarm. Luron lifted both arms. Hold positions. Security remained still. But the Hunter was not still. It rose. Not by machinery. Not by thrust. It simply lifted into the air, smooth and silent, with a presence that felt like something ancient had awakened. Light traced lines across its surface in patterns no species recognized. The temperature in the hall shifted from cool to tense warmth, as though the device radiated a silent warning to anyone who might harm its charge. Commander Hall raised his hands. I did not activate it. Something triggered its automatic defense state. A member of the Veshtin delegation thumped its heavy tail. Your weapon attacked inside this chamber. Humans break peace protocols. Another counselor hissed. Deactivate it at once. Hale took a breath. I cannot. Once triggered, only its protocol decides what comes next. The room erupted with voices again. The hunter rotated slowly in place. Its blue lines brightened, then dimmed in rhythmic pulses. Some species recoiled. Others leaned forward, mesmerized. Only Hale understood that this behavior was not random. It was analyzing, evaluating threats, evaluating allies, evaluating everything. You said it had no threat identification built in, Luran said. Hale kept his gaze on the hunter. I said I do not fully understand its system. No one does. It was built by an earlier generation. They designed it to protect humanity under any circumstance. Luran's glow flickered like agitation. And what circumstance does it sense now? Before Hale could answer, the hunter emitted a low hum. A three-dimensional map projected into the air. It showed travel routes, council territories, human borders, threat vectors. Red shards bloomed along the edges of the projection. The council gasped. Luron leaned closer. Those are encrypted council channels. How is it accessing them? It is not accessing your channels, Hale said. It is predicting. The projection expanded, revealing patterns of force movements, shifting alliances, and potential invasions. All theoretical, all terrifyingly accurate. A representative from the scaled Vran caste narrowed its eyes. This device anticipates conflict far ahead of our intelligence systems. Hale nodded. That is what it does. It watches. It calculates. It intervenes only when certain thresholds are crossed. And what threshold was crossed here? Hale pointed to the fading cloud where the assassination drone had been. That one. The Vran delegate snapped its jaws. Humans must answer for this breach. Answer for being attacked, Hale replied calmly. Heavy silence followed, but the hunter was not finished. The luminous lines on its shell sharpened. A new projection appeared. This one showed a single figure inside the hall, a robed envoy seated on the upper tier. A faint ring of red glowed around that seat. The envoy stiffened. What is the meaning of this? Hale frowned. I do not know. The hunter pulsed once. A metallic note rang across the chamber, gentle yet commanding. Then the projection shifted. It displayed data, ship logs, hidden transmissions, payments, a network of threads linking the envoy to a shadow, faction known for destabilizing border worlds. The envoy attempted to stand. Guards rushed in. Some species shouted. Others tried to shield themselves, but it was too late for subtlety. The hunter had exposed a hidden threat in front of the galaxy. The envoy tried to argue, but the evidence shimmered above him, undeniable. He slumped back in his seat, realizing the device had peeled away every secret he held. Luran stared at the hunter with a mixture of awe and fear. It reveals deception. It protects, Hale said. From whom? Anyone who intends harm. The hunter's glow softened. Its rotation slowed. The pulsing lines faded back into stillness. It descended toward the metal floor until it rested exactly where it had started. Panels folded inward. Lights vanished. Once more it became a silent cylinder with no features. The hall was silent. Luran slowly turned to Hall. Commander, explain why humanity created such a device. Hale exhaled. Humanity did not create it alone. It was built during our darkest years, when Earth was nearly wiped out by an empire that no longer exists. The Hunter program was designed as a guardian that would activate in moments where no human soldier could react in time. It is autonomous, unbreakable, and bound to one purpose. And that purpose, to preserve life. Murmurs rippled again. But they were different now. Not fearful, not hostile, more complex. Mixed with curiosity and respect, Luron lowered its arms. Humans have long been known for their unpredictability, but today we witness something deeper. You have entrusted your survival to a thing that cannot be bribed, corrupted, or intimidated. Hale nodded. Humanity has endured many wars. We are not the most powerful species, not the oldest, not the wisest, but we learned to survive by preparing for the moment when no help was coming. Luron's glow dimmed to a thoughtful haze. And today we saw that preparation. Hale stepped up beside the dormant hunter. I did not intend for this demonstration to unfold in this manner, but perhaps the council needed to see how it operates when danger is real. A quiet voice from the insectoid Kesh delegation clicked out. The drone was not sent by us. Another species echoed that they had no involvement. The accusation quickly circled the room until Luron raised a hand again. This matter will be investigated. For now, we acknowledge that without the hunter, a human delegate would have been killed today. This chamber would have been disgraced by bloodshed. Hale bowed his head slightly. The council whispered among themselves. Some species began to reconsider their stance on human defenses. Others glanced warily at the dormant device, but with less hostility. The aura of fear had transformed into something else. Something closer to respect. Luron addressed Hale once more. Humanity is full of contradictions. Fierce yet compassionate. Guarded yet honest. You claim the hunter protects life. After today, many will believe you. But we must ask one more question. What happens if the hunter determines that the threat is the council itself? Hale did not look away. Then humanity will rewrite it, or shut it down. The hunter protects us, but we do not let machines rule our ethics. It is a tool, not a ruler. Luron held his gaze. We will take your word. Hale gently placed his palm on the top of the device. The hunter remained still and silent. A guardian that slept until danger stirred. The sea,